Long before modern salons and shining mirrors, women found beauty in the rhythm of nature. They mixed earth and water, sun and silence, until the skin felt alive. Their secrets lived in quiet corners of forgotten worlds. Each ritual was a story, not a product. Some used honey and milk, others crushed pearls into fine dust. They trusted rivers, flowers, and fire more than gold. Beauty was a language between body and spirit. It was patience, made visible. Our story begins beside the Nile, where sand meets sunlight. Here, beauty was sacred, a reflection of the divine order called Ma'at. To care for the skin was to honor the gods. Every gesture carried meaning. Cleopatra ruled not only with wisdom but with ritual. Her baths of milk and honey softened her skin under the burning sky. Historians now know those ingredients truly healed and cleansed. Science followed where devotion began. Egyptian women lined their eyes with kohl made from galena and oil. It protected them from sunlight and disease while giving the eyes a royal strength. Beauty was medicine, not vanity. They wore it like armor. Red ochre mixed with fat became their lipstick, bold against the golden sand. Each stroke of color carried confidence. They understood contrast. The desert's pale silence needed a bark. Their faces told stories of survival. Perfume was a prayer. They blended lotus, myrrh, and frankincense so the gods could recognize their scent. Fragrance was faith made fragrant. To smell divine was to be remembered. Gold dust shimmered on their skin, symbol of the sun's blessing. Even in poverty, they used simple oils to shine under the harsh light. Radiance meant harmony. They glowed for balance, not attention. In villages, women cooled clay masks by the river. They laughed, they sang, they waited for the wind to dry the earth upon their faces. It was science hidden in song, healing disguised as joy. Cleopatra's scent, Mendesian, was said to linger for hours after she left. It mixed cinnamon, honey, and myrrh, sweet yet commanding. Her fragrance arrived before her words. It was power in the air. They believed symmetry in the face brought luck to the soul. To paint the eyes evenly was to please the heavens. Disorder outside meant unrest within. Every ritual restored balance. Even jewelry healed. Gold cooled the heart. Lapis lazuli cleared the mind. They wore stones, not for style but for strength. Every gem had a purpose whispered through time. Morning began with oils, prayers, and quiet. Cleopatra greeted the sunrise like an artist meets a canvas. Each motion deliberate, each breath steady. Discipline became beauty. When she entered her throne room, she looked like sunlight dressed in silk. Her perfume drifted ahead like prophecy. Beauty opened doors politics could not. Charm ruled empires. From palaces to huts, Egyptian women shared one belief: cleanliness was sacred. Dust from the desert was sin to the skin. They washed with natron and sand till purity returned. It was their daily prayer. They measured beauty in scent, symmetry, and silence. To rush the ritual was disrespect to the gods. Patience polished the spirit. Grace took time. Even their dead were dressed in oils and makeup. They believed the afterlife demanded elegance. To arrive before the gods unprepared was shame. Beauty followed them beyond death. From birth to burial, appearance was prayer. The Nile taught rhythm. The sun taught resilience. Their beauty was nature reflected. It still glows through history's dust. But beyond the desert's edge, another world was learning its own sacred harmony. India, land of fragrance and color. Here, beauty flowed like a river, touched every corner of life, never stood still. In India, beauty was balanced between body, mind, and spirit. They called it Saundarya. It was not about looking perfect, it was about feeling whole. Peace itself became their mirror. Indian women began their mornings before sunrise. They faced the east, whispered small prayers, and washed away the dreams of the night. Clean skin, clean spirit, that was the rule of the dawn. They prepared a sacred paste called Upton turmeric, chickpea flour, and sandalwood. The scent filled the air with peace. Every stroke on the skin felt like painting gratitude. Before weddings, brides used Upton for many days. It softened the body and calmed the heart. Beauty was part of the ceremony of love itself. For their hair, they trusted oil more than jewels. Coconut and amla were warmed by the sun, massaged into the scalp until shine returned like morning light. Henna told stories on their hands, circles for the moon, vines for growth, dots for blessings. When it dried, the designs glowed like fire beneath the skin. They used flowers not only to smell sweet but to heal. Rose cooled anger, jasmine lifted sadness, marigold chased away fear. Fragrance was therapy long before doctors. Ayurvedic texts describe beauty as balance of the 5 elements: earth, water, fire, air, and space. When one element drifted, the face revealed it first. Colors carried purpose. Red gave courage, yellow brought purity, green promised fertility. To dress was to pray with cloth. They wore bangles not for noise but for energy. Metal touching skin kept rhythm in the pulse, beauty that hummed softly like music. When foreign travelers arrived, they wrote of women who glowed without gold. That glow was patience, oil, and gentle discipline. Time was their cosmetic. As India's temples rose from stone, another empire built its vanity from marble. Rome, where appearance meant power. In Rome, the pale face ruled fashion. Noble women mixed white lead and vinegar, unaware of the poison behind the glow. Beauty demanded a quiet sacrifice. They used ash for blush, soot for eyeliner, crushed roots for perfume. Everything that could stain or scent became part of the ritual. Hair was another battlefield. They bleached it with goat fat and ash, wrapping strands in cloth until sunlight turned them golden. Bathhouses were their temples of beauty, marble pools, steam, and scented oils. Women gossiped, traded secrets, and shared recipes of allure. They scrubbed with pumice, rinsed in rose water, then oiled their skin until it glowed like bronze. Pleasure and cleanliness walked hand in hand. Perfume sellers filled the streets with scent from Egypt. Cleopatra's influence crossed the sea, bottled in tiny jars of gold. But beauty had danger hidden behind its charm. The powders that painted their faces also slowly took their breath. Yet the women continued. In Rome, appearance was politics. To look weak was to be forgotten. Beauty became armor once again. They mastered the art of illusion, faces like marble, hearts full of fear. Their reflection showed power. Their truth hid beneath the paint. Far to the east, in ancient China, beauty meant balance. Every ritual followed the rhythm of nature. When the seasons changed, so did the care. Calmness was the foundation of their glow. They powdered their faces with fine rice flour for smoothness and purity. The white glow symbolized peace of mind. No one hurried. Beauty was patience made visible. They rolled jade stones across their faces to cool the skin and calm the heart. The stone carried energy from the earth, believed to attract harmony. Seaweed and pearl powder were mixed into creams. Each ingredient carried a story: the ocean for youth, the moon for purity, the pearl for inner peace. They drank teas made of herbs and flowers. Every sip cleaned not only the body but also the thoughts. Beauty began where worry ended. In their quiet rooms, mirrors reflected more than faces. They reflected harmony between heart and skin. Peace was their secret skincare. They used silk cloths to gently polish their skin. Each movement followed breath. Each breath followed gratitude. It was meditation disguised as care. Their beauty was discipline. They believed if thoughts were restless, no oil or mask could help. The body obeyed the mind. They wrote recipes on silk scrolls, sealed with red wax, passed from mothers to daughters, like family jewels. As dynasties changed, the rituals stayed. Jade, rice, and calm breath never went out of style. Their grace moved like water, quiet, constant, and eternal. Across the world, beauty carried one soul. Whether by sand, by river, or by mountain, women listened to the same truth: harmony creates light. They shared the same tools: herbs, oils, and patience. They learned from stars and seasons, not mirrors and labels. Nature was their teacher. Each culture found beauty not in perfection, but in rhythm. It was the rhythm of cleaning, caring, and breathing slowly. Modern science now proves what they already knew. Natural ingredients heal, calm minds, and slow time itself. Their legacy lives in every drop of oil and every brush stroke we use today. History repeats itself in our reflection. Their hands built the first perfumes, the first powders, the first mirrors. Their patience created what we now call skincare. They were inventors before titles existed. They were scientists wrapped in silk and gold. Their beauty wasn't decoration, it was discovery. Every gesture was knowledge made visible. When they looked into water or mirror, they didn't ask, "Am I beautiful?" They asked, "Am I balanced?" That was their secret question to time. Centuries have passed, yet their rituals remain in pieces of our daily lives, in oils, masks, teas, and the quiet moments we call self-care. And maybe that's the real beauty: not to change what we are, but to honor what we came from. The ritual never died, simply learned a new language.